You're listening to the Time to Level Up podcast. I'm your host, business life coach, Andrea Liebross. I help women in business commit to their own growth personally and professionally. Each week, I'll bring you strategies to help you think clearly, gain confidence, make your time productive, turn every obstacle into an opportunity, and finally overcome the overwhelm so that you can make money and manage life. Let's create a plan so you have a profitable business, successful career, and best of all, live with unapologetic ambition. Are you ready to drop the drama and figure out the how in order to reach your goals? You're in the right place. It's time to level up. Let's do this. Hello, Time to Level Up listeners, and welcome back to the podcast. So today I'm having a conversation with Kelly Kichler. But before we dive into that, I want you to think about giving yourself an upgrade, both your business and your life. What would that look like? What would that feel like? In my conversation with Kelly, although we don't use this word upgrade, I kind of walked away thinking, wow, she has upgraded her life in so many ways. As a result of coaching, she's going to share with you how she is way more productive and feels worthy of sitting at the table with the big guys. She feels empowered and is using her time in a whole different way. So sit back, buckle up, and listen in to my conversation with Kelly. Hi, Time to Level Up listeners. Welcome back to the podcast. So today I have the pleasure of talking to Kelly Kichler, who she and I have known each other for a couple of years, probably, I'm going to guess. Okay. But over the last 12 months or so, 18 months, I don't even know how long, we have been working together doing some coaching. And during that time, lots of things have changed for her. She is right now the vice president of regional development for a brokerage house here in the Indianapolis area. And I think I'm just going to let her introduce herself. How's that? Go for it.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Andrea. It's such an honor to be sitting here talking with you on your podcast. I mean, hello. It means I've arrived a little bit.
You've leveled up. You've leveled up. How's that?
That's right. I have.
So you've leveled up.
Yeah, so thank you. I'm excited. I love getting to talk with you and talk about motivation and success stories. But yes, I did. I just joined a couple of months ago, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services in Indiana as their VP of Regional Development, which is a lot of focus on recruiting and attracting agents, brokers, and it's also allowing me to help our leadership recruit in their offices as well. So I get to coach them, come alongside them, and help them reach out to those agents that would be a good fit for us. We want to grow. We're very passionate about growing, but we're very careful about it too. We want to have the right people in place, and it's not just a numbers game. So I'm really learning so much and being able to not only learn from people just within the state, but within global. We're all over the place, and going to conventions and talking with other people around the country has just been enlightening and really has opened up my mind to a lot of great possibilities and perspectives.
It's exciting when you kind of all of a sudden realize there's more out there. Not that you didn't know that rationally, but when you start to see it and you start to feel it, it makes a difference.
It's very different because it's all out there, but then when you're actually immersed in it and being able to create relationships, because let's face it, it's all about creating relationships. So
it is.
With your clients, and realtors are my clients. So building relationships with them, but also building relationships with other people around the country that are doing what I do. And then vendors around the area, my area too, getting to do all that.
It's fun. I know one of the best parts I think about my group coaching right now is that we have women in there that live all over the US, from San Diego to Seattle to Florida to Massachusetts. And it's interesting to hear what they're doing, which sometimes it's like, I will give you an example. One of my clients said the other day, I have to get off. I have to take my child to surfing lessons. Okay. So I would never surfing. So I would never say that because there's no surfing here, but that was kind of fun to think about that that's what she was doing. So anyway, that's a little side note. It is cool.
A little peek in their world.
Yes.
We don't usually sign up for surfing classes here in the Indianapolis market or area.
We do not. We do not. But we do other things. So, okay. So here's what you kind of gave me a good segue into asking you a question. So when we started first working together, what do you think was going on? Like, what made you say, okay, I'm going to do this? Because a lot of people think about coaching, or they even think about even when you're recruiting new agents, like they think about switching brokerage houses, but they don't do it. So what do you think made you say, yes, let's do this?
Oh, I think the biggest thing that came to my mind was like, okay, I'm doing well. I'm doing okay. But I felt like I need to rely on some outside sources to help me, like you say, level up and grow and see things from a different perspective and kind of get outside of my own strengths or my abilities. I need to go, and we all need to do that. We all need to seek out help and be humble about it to be able to grow and know that I do have some opportunities to get better. It doesn't have to be all about me or what I know, who I know, but because a coach's perspective is so different. I forget how you say it. I'm in the jar.
You're in the peanut butter jar. You're stuck in the peanut butter jar. And you can't read the label.
I can't read the label. I'm in there and I'm cozy in there, but I need to get myself out of there and think about things in a different way. And you provided a perspective to me that I was like, oh, and just by saying, you know what, I am worthy. I have all the worthiness in the world. Of course I can do bigger things. Of course I can open up and be confident in my abilities and take it to the next level. And I did. I had a great quarter. That quarter is my best quarter ever. But I was able to really sit and be focused and really feel like I'm equipped and I'm worthy of it all.
I went back and I read what you wanted to achieve via coaching. And you had said, be more focused, be more productive, make better use of my time, and feel empowered. So what I find interesting about that is in order to have your best quarter ever, you had to be more focused, productive, and make the best use of your time, right? Isn't that kind of, it's sort of like the best quarter ever were the byproducts of putting energy towards how to use your time, how to figure out, I think not how to focus, but how to, like, I remember us having conversations like, what are you going to focus on? Right? Because there's so many options. And I remember discussing like, well, what is it? What's the thing that we're going to focus on? And once you kind of decided that and put your pedal to the metal, right? Things happen.
And commit to it. I had to really commit to it. No, if I'm in the middle of doing this right now, this is what I'm focusing on. I can't go answer that email, or I turned all my notifications off. I'm not looking at email. I'm not looking at Facebook. I'm not answering a text. This is what I'm doing right now. And I can look at that text in 2 hours, or I can look at that whatever is like, in 2 hours. But not right now. I need to really commit and own what I'm doing right now and not veer from it. And that could be even from fixing dinner. I'm going to commit to fixing dinner right now, or put the phone in the other room when I'm with my family. It can wait. It truly can wait. You help me with that a lot, because I'm like, oh, somebody's texting me. No,
because the text will still be there. It'll still be there.
It will, and it'll be fun to answer that text later. But right now, I'm going to hone in and focus on the people around me.
I think it's easier said than done, and it is a skill, right? Like you got to practice it. You got to practice it.
I still struggle with it. This morning, I was looking at my phone, and I truly needed to answer some texts this morning, because right from the get-go, and Colin came in and started talking. I'm like, hold on, I want to talk with you, but I have got to answer this. And he was like, oh, okay. And he got it. I was doing my thing. And so him and I had a conversation about that. I'm like, I will get with you, but let me just do this really fast, and then the phone will go away and I'm yours.
Focus on him.
Yeah.
Because these kids, man, they need us.
They do need us.
They need
their mothers. They don't realize it, but they do.
No, they do, no matter what age they are. Yeah. So Okay, so this is another sort of interesting thing because I also went back and what was getting in the way of you achieving kind of this goal, which is actually kind of interesting too, because I don't think we really had like I mean, you weren't saying you always want to have your best quarter ever, right? Like who doesn't want to
Absolutely.
have
Yeah.
that?
Yes, we
Who
do
doesn't
want
want to have,
that.
but I think what was getting in the way of achieving growth on your own, right? Now there's the very like how to focus, how to use time, but that feeling, that worthiness, right? We had lots of discussions about worthiness, didn't we?
Big ones. I think I may have
Yes.
cried a couple times.
You don't have to
So
tell them that.
don't tell them that. Okay. Oh, I didn't cry.
Yeah, but like, okay, but I mean, you did cry. What do you think? Like, why? Like, what all of a sudden, what light bulbs went off? What do you think?
It was a lot of light bulbs, like an aha, like, oh my gosh, yes. I was talking silly. Like, of course I deserve all this. Of course I deserve the best quarter ever. Of course I do. There's no
Yeah.
question about it at all, ever. And when you had said we were born 100% worthy, I think I've written that down. Like, you know how you used to write in school, I will not talk in
Yes.
class. I will not. I have written that down. I am 100% worthy, period. That's it.
Yeah.
I think
You
I've
don't have
written
to
that
do
down.
anything in order to be 100% worthy. So I think that's the thing. People think, well, once I achieve X, then I'll be worthy of whatever. And sometimes it's worthy of recognition, but I think even more it's worthy of being the best that you can be, or like getting to that top level, right? We create limits for ourselves.
We do, and we can also be very in the day and just going through the motions every day
Mhm.
and not think, okay, what could I be doing better today? And that's something that you
Mhm.
get to. What could you be doing better to get you? Which because we can be disconnected to. There's a word I'm trying to say. I don't know what it is, but kind of get comfortable
Yeah.
doing what we know. And then you were
What's
always like,
familiar?
what if you did this, or what if this happened? What would that look like? And so you just
Mhm.
open that whole big picture up that I wasn't looking at or thinking about.
No, it's interesting. And I think too, we get in our own way in the sense that we view ourselves a certain way. And this happens both you view yourself a certain way within your family dynamic or extended family dynamic, and also within your like work dynamic, right? You
Uh-huh.
kind of like think you're in this little box and it's really hard to kind of rise up, right? To like the next version of yourself when you put yourself in that kind of box. Does
Yes.
that make
Yes.
sense?
It's uncomfortable. Getting out of that box is uncomfortable. Feeling like, okay, this is cozy in here, but so there's so many quotes about nothing magic happens in your comfort zone, or nothing, no growth happens, whatever it may be in your comfort
Success
zone.
is on the other side of fear. Everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear, right?
Yes, just go around that fear or through it or
Yeah.
with it or whatever it is. It's
Yeah.
true. Those
So
quotes can be cheesy, but they're really true.
they are true. My daughter just told me last night she has to pick a mantra for the year for English class. We were going through Pinterest trying to find a mantra, but it was kind of interesting reading them all out loud. Like, ooh, that's a good one. So anyway, I digress. So let's think about this. So one of the things that you and I talked about a lot was having a seat at the table. That was one of our key
Yes.
phrases, right? You having a seat at the table, and you have a seat at the table now. How did that all come about? What did you have to be thinking in order to, because you had to create a lot of change in order to make that happen. So what was that like?
Yeah, it was that too is one of those things that am I worthy of that seat at the table? And just, I think I opened myself up to possibilities and had some different conversations with different people, just maybe in the industry. And obviously had a conversation with Craig West of Berkshire, and something that I knew that they were evolving and they were bringing on new leaders, and the leaders that are there, I've just had just mad respect for. I've always admired them, and when I was invited to come, I was like, "Wow, I'm here, and I get to be with these people that have very strong personalities, strong, very reputable, and I get to come alongside them, and they're asking for my input now." And that's refreshing. It's a whole different level of feeling valuable, and it's just different. It's a different organization. It's
Mm-hmm.
organized differently. all those
Right.
things. And I was able just to connect with others and being able to connect with other ladies and gentlemen around the state and helping them, coming alongside them and help them recruit and just share the Berkshire story and share the experience and attract those agents that can succeed. It's not just even about, sometimes the word recruiting sometimes has a negative
Yeah, it does
connotation to it.
sometimes.
Like I'm going to
Yeah.
hound people or be creepy. And I always say, I'm not a creepy person. I just want to get to know you and see if we have what you need. That's what it's about.
Right. What do you,
Paying
right.
attention
How can
to
we
what-
serve you, not just
Yes.
you serve us,
Yes.
right?
Yes. And that's
So I think
exactly how I focus on it.
the seat at the table, I think what was going on is that you really wanted to be involved in decision making and you wanted to be able to share your insight and opinion.
Yeah.
And in your previous role, while you could share your insight and opinion, it wasn't as if you couldn't. It just wasn't an open invitation kind of to do that. You had to really dig hard in order to have, I don't want to say even have a voice, because it wasn't like you didn't have a voice, but a strong voice.
It was just a different structure, very different structure.
It was just a different structure.
Compare it. And obviously I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that experience at all. It's a growth thing.
It was a different setup. It was a different setup.
Total different setup. And I am so grateful and thankful for that opportunity. But yeah, it was just a different setup. It's just a different structure at Berkshire, totally, completely different.
You had your eyes, like, I think that's the other thing. When things pass us by, sometimes we're just not ready for it, right? We're just like, oh, I can't do that. Why would they want me or whatever? Yeah. It's not for me. But then we start to think, well, maybe we could. Maybe I could do that. Why can't I do that? Why can't I go explore that?
And I've had that conversations with people that I talk to, when I first, like put it out there. They're like, no, I'm fine. But then once they start thinking about, oh, wait, maybe, what if? And so it takes time, and I'm like, it takes time, and I'm very aware of it and empathetic really to it now, because I get it's a timing thing. We've got to be careful on, I see that you'd be a great fit here, but if it's not time yet, it's not time yet. Let's take some, get to know each other better and be very patient with that.
So I think you and I had kind of gone through these questions. I remember asking you, like, what's working for you right now? What's not working? And what would you do differently next time? And when you start to assess, like, hey, there are lots of things that are really good. So there are lots of things that are working, but some things aren't working. And maybe I'd want to do something different. That's when you start to open up possibilities, right? And even entertain it, and it starts to creep in. And then when the time's right, you can create the change. But yeah. So
it can't be forced, for sure.
No, it can't be forced. So I think through coaching, your brain started to expand and think bigger, right? But not to think bigger, think possible. I think that's word just keeps coming back to me. Possible.
Like what's possible?
You like that? Yeah. Tell me how some of your own coaching that you've received has helped make you, I'm going to guess, a better coach, in the sense of you been able to, like, as your thinking has changed and your mindset has changed, does it become easier to talk about these things with other people?
Yes, it really comes down to paying attention. If they say something, I'm going to write a book, and it's going to be called Pay Attention.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So it is.
Okay, everybody, you heard it here first. The title. You heard it first. The title.
Yeah, nobody else take it. Nobody else can take it.
No, take it.
But no, just paying attention. If they say something, because I could talk all day long about all of the things that Berkshire has to offer, but if it's not relevant to them, I'm not going to keep talking about it. I'm going to ask those questions and say, okay, well, this, and this is what we do. What would that look like for you in your business? Or how could you grow your team? Or how could you structure this or that? What would that look like for you at Berkshire, or wherever you may go, whether it's Berkshire or I can be very objective and not the girl to pressure people. And when are you joining? It's not about that. It's like, what are you thinking? How can I help you? How can I come alongside you and help you and be objective with your decision making, whether it's Berkshire or wherever else it may be? And I will be a cheerleader from afar if I need to be.
Right. So as soon as you start to ask yourself some of these questions, then it becomes easier to listen and ask other people some of these questions.
Yes.
I've noticed that, right? Like you're like, oh,
And it becomes really, really interesting because you never know where they're at, what they're doing, what they're seeing, how they're feeling. And if you pay attention, you can help them.
You totally can. But you have to help yourself first, right? It's kind of like put your own oxygen mask on first. Yes. So you were putting your own oxygen mask on, I think, was really what was happening. Okay. What do you think if I said to you, what were some tangible, specific results of coaching? What do you think you'd say to that?
Being very careful with my time, protecting it, not saying yes to everything, really thinking, okay, is this really this whatever event or whatever it may be that I was invited to, is that really going to help me, or is that the best use of my time? And really committing to the calendar and thinking, nope, I've got to do this and this that during that hour if I can't rearrange it. Because there's times when, I do want to, like, that is worth my time. So I'll maybe rearrange some things to be able to attend this, whatever it may be. But really being almost protective of my calendar and realizing, no, I can't decline it if need be, and be okay with not joining, because I love to join. I love
right.
I'm a joiner.
Okay. I'm a joiner. You are a joiner.
Then I have joined those activities, and through it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't be here. I should be doing this, this, and this. And then something else, when I do commit to joining something, is be all in. Be all in there, be very much, in present with the people around me right then and there, and putting the phone away and not texting or doing anything while I'm at that event or at that gathering or whatever it is that I said yes to. Just really being present, committed. Mm-hmm.
Committed. I like that.
I've said that a couple times.
Yeah, but you committed to yourself. Yeah. You committed to yourself, and then it makes it easier to commit to other people. If you think about that.
So that was probably the biggest technical or biggest daily
tangible kind of thing.
This is to really embrace and do it.
And then overall, if you had to say, like, philosophically, do you look at things differently?
Yes. And I notice things too. I notice when people are not as structured or not as committed, because I keep saying that word, to their calendar. And I coach people on doing that. Like, is that really the best use of your time? If it is, do it. Absolutely. Do it all day long. But if it's not, you can say no and be okay. Maybe you'll join them next time or whatever it may be. But it's okay if you need to spend 2 hours, during an afternoon to do follow-up because you've had all these appointments. Make sure you're following up, because that's something that's very important to be successful in continuing conversations.
We talked about that. I remember you being like, I'm having all these conversations, but I need to follow up. I don't have time. How do we
create time? Yeah. And remember what you talked about, because if you're meeting with a bunch of different people, or like you have so many people that you talk with, you've got to remember their stories and remember what's important to them, because things can happen between that time and the next time you talk with them that it's going to muddy the waters and be real. Oh,
yes.
What was their story? Yes. So remember
their story. I have loved knowing your story and you sharing it with us today. So I thank you.
Thank you.
I thank you very much. I hope other people, as you're listening, can you see yourself in parts of Kelly? Like, I think we all can see ourselves in parts of other people. And one of my new favorite expressions was, I just learned, but I guess it's been around. There's a new radio station, WIFM. What's in it for me? So what's in this conversation? What's
in it for me?
Do you like that? Like, what can you take away? What can you take away from it? Right? I love it.
Yeah, I love that.
Do you have any final tidbits or things people should be thinking about?
Being present and paying attention to the people around you and loving on them. This world can be really dark sometimes. So getting out there and being a light in the world, making eye contact, looking at people when you are around them, not in a creepy way, but a nice way that you're paying attention.
I'm going to say that now.
Don't be creepy about it.
Don't be creepy. All right, so
just little acts of kindness, it sounds silly, but opening a door, saying to the cashier, oh, you look pretty today, or just anything just to make their day.
So if anyone's listening, you're all listening, but go follow Kelly on social media, because she puts some good stuff out there. Some very good inspirational types of things that make me pause and think. So I appreciate you.
I appreciate you so much. And being on this podcast with you is amazing, and I'm humbled by it.
Well, thank you for being here. And listeners, check out the show notes, find Kelly's links, and really think about if you wanted to have your best quarter ever, what would have to change? What would have to change? And I think sometimes we don't even know what has to change until it starts changing and we start seeing the fruits of our labor or the results. And along with that comes a feeling of being empowered. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So what did you think about that? What did you think about that? So Kelly did upgrade her life. Instead of staying stagnant, instead of contracting or pulling back, she really did push and move forward. She no longer was just satisfied with the status quo. She made change, and it really showed in both her work in being a top producer, but also in how she thought of herself and how she attacked each day. So if you're ready to give yourself an upgrade, to equip yourself with the tools you need to do so, I encourage you to reach out and schedule a call. Because even in that call, as my client Hannah says, you will get your money's worth. And that call is in fact free. So why not? Why not? Okay, my friends, until next week, remember, there's always time and there never is a better time to up your game, give yourself an upgrade, and level up. See you next week. Thanks for tuning in to today's show. If you're ready to commit to personal and professional growth, move forward, make money, and manage life, head to AndreaLiebross.com. That's AndreaLiebross.com to find out about the ways we can work together. Until next time, go level up.